Yeah. Yeah. 90% of the time, a teacher is sending home a message to a parent that I had to spank your boy. Or he was acting crazy. He was hanging from the chandeliers in the day. So what happens is, me as a parent, when my phone rings and I see on the caller ID that it's Price or Bunch calling, I ain't picking it up. Don't even want to be bothered. You're right. You're not calling me for nothing but. So what we typically do is when I'm working with a school who has that kind of ability, we have a moratorium on what's being said for a period of time. As a matter of fact, what we'll say to the entire district is, for the next 2 weeks, what you'll do is an all call or a one call that will communicate this. Today was just a great day in our classroom. For 2 weeks, that's all it's saying. Today was a great day in school. Now, I know as an administrator, you in your office biting your tongue. I can feel that. Them kids were off the hook today. But we're right. But what we want to say, what we're doing is including those kids who did come and did exactly what they were supposed to do. Because what we're doing is training the parent base that there is a reason why you want to connect to us. And that the only time that we talk to you is not to call you and tell you that something's wrong. There are some times that we'll call you and have regular communication that will tell you that everything went okay. And you even get down to the point where you may even do it per teacher, where we may say to you, this is what we want you to communicate to these students. Now, what do you teach? You work? I really work with the teachers. To coach them to do what? In literacy, social science. Ah, perfect, perfect. That's even better. Let's say you're working with a teacher and you've looked at the data and you disaggregated and you found out that the boys in that class are just really not getting math. That's probably a true statement too. Most boys are struggling in math across. Okay, gotcha.
Informational and media literacy and reading.
Okay.
Specifically for our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. That is our lower performing domain in reading.
Gotcha. All right. So, for a period of time, what you may say for these group of teachers, what I want to communicate is a message to the parents that there is a book, there is a movie,
I got it.
and you just want to, for just a period of time, because all we're doing is just retraining the parent base on how they can do some low-level things to be involved. Just real low-level, no-brainer. Because again, we want regular, meaningful, two-way communication. And then we're asking them to just give us some feedback on what happened. Just tell us what you liked it, you didn't like it, don't have to be long. Just some real, and what we're doing is we're using the capacity, one of these processes, to communicate that. Because unfortunately, we got to retrain. We're teaching kids, but we got to retrain our parents. We got to retrain them. This is how you do it. Because in their minds, again, I'm talking about if you know your customer base. When I look at the cultures of schools, I want to know who's in the school. Because a lot of times, a high percentage of the parents in the schools are folk who did not have a good experience with education. Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. For everybody. It's got, I mean, there used to be a time where depending on my address, what did that address determine? Well, it determined that, but it determined educationally what? My address determined what? What school I went to. Is that time still present or is it in the past? Or if I just want to opt out before, now I have options. I've got options. I didn't have an option before. The reason why I bring that up is the mindset now has to be an additional strength that we have to have. Our marketing, we have to be marketers now. We have to be business people. So we have to look at how do I retain that base. So back to that population that you're serving. The NAACP right now, if you all have had a chance to read, is now in a lawsuit to close down certain charters in New York. Has anybody heard about it? they're fighting with parents about why is it that you guys are not allowing us to have these options. Charter schools are moving in, expanding. The NAACP has launched a lawsuit to say, oh, no, you're not. The parents are saying, what? My child is in a failing school, new options are coming available, and you're not allowing me to go after that? The NAACP's response is, look, it's not that we don't want you to have options. What we want you to do is to fight to get a better environment for the school that your child is in. The reason why I bring that up is because they're looking at it from a marketing standpoint. Don't lose your customers. Don't lose your customers. How can you retain your customers in the building? So the message that you will communicate is, yes, here are some great things that are going on. This is what you can do to help, and this is how you can be involved. Timing of it, a timing on how that goes on, what is it that you're going to say, and then how do you want the parents to feedback? Using the capacity that's at your building. And I don't know what that capacity would be from each one at your building because we're looking at Price and Bunch, but you use that capacity to do it. Parent portal. Let's go with the parent portal you all mentioned because we're talking about practice. The parent portal pretty much is saying that parents, you all see I got an A in art, huh? Teachers can put information here. Parents can go to this place and see the information that's put. It's put there, right? I don't know about Price and Bunch. I don't know about the other schools represented here. But when I assess schools that have the capacity to do this, guess what we typically find here at the parent portal? There's no data there. There's no data there. So I don't know what happens there with your portals there or the practice of it, but to have the capacity to do that, to put information here, and then tell parents to go there and get the information, and then they get there and the information is not there, then it breaks down the communication. So, and I'm sorry, what's your name? Michelle. Your last name, I don't want to call it. Rouse? Okay. Rouse. Okay, want to say that right. So Mrs. Rouse calls me. She said, Carlos, we want you to come down here and do what you do for our parents. So I come down and I look and I say, look, we've got to first create a communication pattern and program. And the pattern that you want to dictate at your school is parents will no longer march up to this building asking questions or will no longer have to. They now will be trained to go to the portal to get information. So we start a campaign that pushes all parents to this portal. School comes back in the fall, first day of orientation. Parents, this year when you come to school, you now have the ability to go online and get all your child's information, attendance information, behavior information, performance information. We're doing this so you don't have to come all the way here. Gas is $4 a gallon, you're busy, so on and so forth. You can go online anywhere. If you don't have computer access, you can at home, you can go anywhere to get it. You can get it at work, so on and so forth. Or if not, then you're welcome to come in the building at one of our PRCs, and you can log on right there and get all your child's information. And they're fired up with all this. When they call into the office, the office staff is trained to first ask, ma'am, sir, did you go online to see if you can get that information there? Training the parent population to go online to get information. So you all do that. Put the resources in to do it. So parents start going online. What else do we have to do in conjunction to training parents to go online? Yep. Yep. Training staff to say, look, we've got to have regular, two-way, meaningful communication. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to put it online because the higher the level of technology that's used at schools also has a direct correlation to performance. And in a way, you start teaching parents how to use technology. And when they start using technology, other than texting and emailing and things, when they start using technology, you'll start seeing them begin more engaged in the educational process. So you force them to that portal. You train teachers now to start uploading that data. And then everything that you expect, you inspect. Every Friday, teachers, have you all uploaded your information? Yes, we have. Or you haven't loaded it, then whatever systems you put in place to do that. But we've got to do that because we got to get parents going online. We've got to get them to go online because as they begin more friendly with technology, they'll begin to start pushing children that way.